This gives us a first impression. So this is energy to let go of. And this is literally a snowstorm, right? Like a blizzard. So totally stormy. And before I even drew that, I also painted my nails in something which the name is Cosmic Storm. So yeah, we are in the midst of a cosmic storm, it seems. And we shall find some interesting strength, balance, and equilibrium.
This is Katja Kunterbunt. My name is Kat. Welcome. On this channel, I do deep transformative readings to reconnect you with your multiverse. And today's message is about the cosmic storm we are leaving, we are coming out of, or we are still navigating through. And the equilibrium we are moving into, and how we can do that. Of course, that's the main question. How can we reach equilibrium after this heavy, deep, transformative, indeed, cosmic storm? And this is a general reading, so please, of course, you know, right? Take only what resonates and leave the rest behind. And link the reading to your own happenings in life and to your own timeline, please. And to be able to do that, you have to tune into your soul, your intuition. And how can you do that? Well, relax in your body, because the body is the vessel of the soul and not the mind. So make yourself comfortable and enjoy how the message will be unfold itself.
Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're doing well. If not, let's work on that with tarot. So we are doing a very simple spread. I nearly said split, but I meant spread. But yeah, we are splitting the energy, and we are at a split energetically where we are totally stepping out of old clothes, like death transformation energy, and stepping into fresh energy. And that's the reading, right? And so on this side, we will have what we are leaving and why. We do have a full storyline unfolding. And here we have what we are moving into. To give us a first imprint, I chose two images. I shuffled them from my artwork, which belongs to decks in the making. Okay, these two, we will start with them. And we do use those two tarot decks and also some nuggets to have a glimpse into the aura, into the chakras, and what's happening right there energetically, just as a confirmation. This gives us a first impression. So this is energy to let go of. And this is literally a snowstorm, right? Like a blizzard. So totally stormy. And before I even drew that, I also painted my nails in something which the name is Cosmic Storm. So yeah, we are in the midst of a cosmic storm, it seems. And we shall find some interesting strength, balance, and equilibrium. This is the picture of the sea at the, I want to say breaking point, but that's not what it is, but breaking point. So interesting, we are at a breaking point. And so this is in the Skagerrak. So this water comes from the Baltic Sea and this water comes from the North Sea. And there are two streams, like currents, energetic currents, very strong. And because they go in different directions, at that point, they merge and 0303 right now, and they arrange themselves. And I was there on holiday on an island, Læsø, in Denmark, and I was so stunned by that. And the water was only 30 centimeter, like 1 foot high, and you could walk there far out, and then I took a lot of photographs of all these crazy currents that were forming, and I have a whole deck of that in the making, where we just see how the energy goes. It reminded me totally of the runes in the north, right? We have. And yeah, so as a rune, this is a little bit similar to the rune Gebo, or traditionally Gebo, which is looking like an X, but yeah, but not really, you know, because there is in the middle, there is also this long space here. And speaking again of runes, that's Isa. And of course, with all the snow, I was reminded immediately of this energy of frozen water. And isn't it interesting that we have those currents then as the energy where we need to go? So there is, I feel, some chaotic energy in the field. If you are drawn to this reading 444 right now, wow, great. So we are totally protected, right? So whatever storm that is, it's fine, it's meant to be. And it's kind of our job to bring it into divine order, I'm hearing, to see. And this can be two people coming together. This can be you and your new life coming together, you and your higher self, you and you, whatever, you know, whatever part of you, your inner divine feminine and masculine, your, you know, your healed inner child, and you, whatever, right? Also you and maybe your life's purpose, your work, what you want to tune in, or just two timelines, right? Whatever it is, whatever that's representing for each and everyone something else, it's a strong message here, like totally. And I want to add also what's happening in real life right now at my place, because these little things are also wonderful little messages. So I am declutter 555 right now. So wow, a strong message here. So yeah, it's about growth, right? You're protected in this process of growth, and it will turn out well. See the whole blizzard, and see, she's looking. I mean, that's me, by the way. So we are looking. And we are facing it, and that's important, right? We are facing it, and it's a lot. Like it's high energetic currents. It was crazy, you know. I stood in the water, and it was totally strong, swirling around the feet, and you see it here how strong veins were building, like ley lines actually, right? And also like meridians in the body. So that might also have to be here. Might connect with some Kundalini energies, or just simple, right? Simple chakra openings and currents streaming and new areas. Maybe that's the storm, even that's a snowstorm, right? Because if we have some frozen trauma in our body, that would get loose then, and then we have all those pieces of like crazy snow from wherever, you know. I'm hearing cosmic blizzard, right? Cosmic storm. So that's timelines we don't even know they are existing, right? That might be things from far out and beyond and ancient and everything coming together, right? So I love that message already very much. And we just need to know how to handle that. And I woke up with this feeling also that I personally really want to know how to navigate that day. And I mean, I do that every morning, but this morning I felt it's something important going on this day. Like it's really strong. And that's why I started recording, because I felt that's not, you know, that's not just me here. That's something cosmic, or yeah. And so then I sat down and I channeled into like the collective energy. And yeah, so that came out. And interestingly, you know, I also picked these decks intuitively and without looking, and they are both violet, and also I'm wearing violet So we are cleansing totally something out here, some very old, I feel, from, you know, from really far beyond, I mean, whatever that is, right, for each and every one being here. I also want to look later with these glass nuggets here, where it's going on, like in the divine masculine, feminine energy. What are we doing? Are we cleansing? Are we, what's the thing, right? But now let's just ask tarot. And I really do intend to just take one card for each, right? But of course, if multiple will come out, then we will take them. So this, you think? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. Queen of Pentacles is a good energy, right? Typically. So why should we let go of that? Or is this maybe a full story? Two of Swords, let's look. Death. Nine of Wands. Five of Pentacles. King of Swords. The World. Page of Cups. Ace of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel this explains the cosmic storm, to be really honest. And so I intended to just take one card, but this seems to be a much bigger message here. So let's start. Two of Swords. That's literally, we are receiving truth, right? Ace of Swords, that's divine recognition. That's this mental, or even in the causal chakra, that's spiritual, right? That's 144 right now. So yeah, some deep, deep truth, and truth, you know, we cannot unknow truth. If truth is brought to us, if truth is in our field, then it's there. And this truth, then with the Two of Swords, I mean, if we are looking from the outside to someone who is in Two of Swords energy, we would say maybe they are indecisive, right? They are not, you know, acting. But actually, this is an internal state, and this is in tarot. It's important. I mean, we cannot skip internal processes, right? That's why we even do tarot, to become aware of the internal processes and to understand why something took long, or why something was, you know, why something wasn't moving maybe. So I feel it's very, let me look at the card. It's interesting that we do have three people there, right? It looks like, I mean, please just tune in for yourself and feel what you feel like. Who are you? Who are the other people maybe? And we can see like father, mother, child, but also this looks like a Roman someone, and these might be Vikings, and so this could also be just a captured slave, right? So crazy. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure what this is for you, but this came immediately into my mind, like, and that's crazy. I feel to start. And I'm totally drawn to the feet here. I mean, this is like literally the Roman sandals there. But also she has, we see her feet. And I yesterday had a talk with a young girl, and she said how interesting that is, that even showing a little bit of a naked feet would be seen as inappropriate in ancient days. So interesting. So I feel the feet are very much very important, and feet, of course, that's ancestral energy, that's deep, deep, deep roots. And so I do feel, without, I really don't want to go into specific storylines here, but I feel also with the dark sky here, right? It's the same color. I feel this is deep ancestral, but cosmic ancestral, I feel. He is also, he could just be a little prince, right? But I'm totally drawn with all three figures to the legs, even with the knee here and this knees coming forward. So for me, I'm not seeing that at all. I'm just seeing this area here. And also, of course, the swords are pointing in that direction. I didn't even recognize that at first. So I feel, there is a thing with relationships, knees are, and joints all over, of course, the body are linked to relations, how, things, different energies relate and work together. And so here is the thing, like, how can we work the situation out? Maybe we do have a triangle situation here, and it's like, how can we work that out now? Maybe it's about merging families or some, personal decisions that resonates for everyone totally differently. But here is like the masculine and the feminine both hold one sword. Both hold the truth, right, for themselves, like their truth. And it comes from the left hand, the sword. So it's emotional truth, it's emotional recognition. And then there is the child in between. Wow, so this is very, very, very deep story, I'm feeling. And it has to do with past life. And with the violet, I feel it's even karmic, because she is transmuting, right? Whatever had happened, it was just the truth, right? And the child is innocent in a way, of course, always. And she is transmuting what has happened. I do want to take it like that, because that's really what's in her head in a way, right? That's an ancient story here, something. Or maybe it's not ancient, but it happened yesterday for you, right? I don't know what's that about for us. But because we are transmuting, that can happen. And transformation, right? That's transformation. And this beautiful sun here, that's a wonderful card, because I feel it's the red here. That's the first thing I'm drawn to. And this is a total new day. Sun is rising. And we do have, the figure here, what needs to be transformed, let's say that's, the karmic pattern, that's what we are working through. That's like the blizzard, right? That's giant. It's big energy. And here are again 3 figures, open and vulnerable, healing. They are healing from that big, wow. If that's past life, right, that's a lot. If that's cosmic, that's a lot. If that happened in your life, wow, that's a lot, right? And so, let's just get that underneath here, because with this violet, she is transmuting that. She is working through that. And this, we take that hand for her, right? And so, and they are purified, and that's why the new day can come. And see, now I feel, okay, that's literally the end goal here. the new day. I mean, Queen of Pentacles, that's grounded energy, and we do have the red already here, the root chakra. So we are moving here. Totally. I feel that. That's that very sun. And that very sun needs obviously to be felt in the physical body. And here, oh, we do have Venus. Wow. So we take that here, right? Because Venus is very vulnerable on this card. And so Venus is bringing in this big cup. And see, the karmic, the death here, that was so big, and that's why we need that big cup, right? Full of unconditional love. Wow. So, makes sense, right? Makes sense. And so, this is what's been offered through the storm, right? Because in the storm, okay, yes, it's snow, it's hard, it's harsh. I mean, hail, right? That's harsh. And harvest gets destroyed and everything. But in the end, it can be transmuted into water and pure. And see how wonderful the color is purified here. I do want to have it like that, actually. Yeah. Totally. And we do need water to fuel the green grass, right? So now we have both ends, and I don't know why we do have the second tarot deck there. Maybe we will get some clarification. So 9 of Wands, yes, that makes so much sense, right? 9 of Wands, we must not speak about that at all, because we see the storm, we see the battle, and that's internal here. I mean, actually not, it's external, but but I feel it's, wow. Yeah, I feel it's been a lot, right? It's totally harsh. And with karmic energy, that's always, we cannot escape the feelings, because we feel it's our truth. I mean, otherwise we would just turn around and have nothing to do with that. But if it's linked to our soul, then, and we had all these angel numbers at the beginning, and now we have 444 again. Wow. So yeah, it's kind of a protected space where you've been in to heal through that. Okay. And yes, 5 of Pentacles. I mean, wow. And big storm here again with this, you know, see. I mean, that's just how I see it with this color frame here again. That's, and solidified, because it's buildings and not nice, right? not nice looking buildings. Really harsh. Yeah, can you see? I want to show you the image again. Close. It's like a bastion or something, like where you really cannot, right? And yeah, it's very, I don't know the English word, but the walls are very, you cannot enter at all, and it's totally closed off and harsh again. So not harsh, but you know what I mean, I hope. But I just missed the vocabulary, so yeah. And yeah, I understand that. So constant battle, right? And 9 of Wands. Oof, that's Chiron, wounded warrior energy. That's really, technically we can't, you know, we can't anymore, but we have to. 639 right now, we have to. 639 is again a little bit of love because we need it, right? And I thought that with that image already, like there is big energy is being pushed towards you, but just so you can transmute it, right? Just because you can, actually, because you can. So how does it get transmuted? Of course, the Page of Cup, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we cannot show the world. But yeah, we do have the Page of Cups here in violet also with a cup. And this energy, I mean, you or someone else or an aspect of you, however it resonates, this energy is working on filling the cup, right? This big cup. And so I feel this is about heart opening because we do have the King of Swords here. And it's, again, the guy with a sword, right? But now he is elevated, like totally. I mean, he's a crowned king. And the mountain is behind him, I'm feeling. And with this violet here also again in the mountain, can you see how this totally fits right here? And I feel this is again like the sunrise. And this, the rising sun, that's totally this woman. I feel this is you. And see, there she is. In the circle, that's, yeah, so the world, that's just about how protected you are. You are in this safe space, in this bubble, etherically speaking, kept safe, right? So that you can be vulnerable, and you need to be vulnerable and open, because otherwise that could not be transmuted. So the female part here, right, the feminine part, started the transmutation, and now this, I feel, inner child aspect can heal from this very King of Swords here. And King of Swords energy, that speaks, of course, about we have put the mind over the heart, whilst Page of Cups energy speaks about we let our heart speak. So I love that. So if we see it as an aspect of self, that message is very clear. So that means we have transmuted like harsh trauma, right? Harsh circumstances survived, even like earthly survival. 5 of Pentacles, that's barely surviving on earth, like physical. That's a lot to bear physically, and it's painful, and it's lack, you know, it's not being healthy, not being wealthy, not being seen, not being invited, not, you know, it's just totally being left out in the cold. But it's actually not. You were never being left out in the cold, and that's not what that was about. It was just you were kept in this circle, in this bubble. And of course, we are coming out of this 9-year karmic cycle, right? Where we have transmuted big things. And that's totally seen here with the violet. So the divine feminine aspect of yourself, right, has transmuted all this trauma, totally transformed within, and with all, you know, with full force. Like, but that's how strong you are, right? So that's not a bad card to have right here. That's good. That's just also you. And see, with the red, that's totally you. That's your strength. That's how strong you are. Like, you are that warrior, that strong warrior who came here to fight that, right? You can do that. You can handle that, totally. And yes, that wasn't nice, but it couldn't be avoided, right? Because you needed to be kept in this bubble, and to, you know, to only, actually, yeah, that makes so much sense with the Queen of Pentacles then at the very end, right? So that you wouldn't be distracted maybe from Pentacles, life, you know, things around you. That's why you were kept outside of that, so that you only were in your inner landscape here, this beautiful inner landscape. I was thinking like Lady of the Lake energy when I first saw that image, because it's so beautiful, you know. It's, yeah, it's an opening in the forest, and you created that opening, I feel, because you tended to your heart space. This is your heart space, right? And this is where then you cleared your water, right? That very water. And by that also kind of the current to source, like the river, the vein to source. You found that because you were kept out from the world. And see, I see this light that's in this cup here now, right? And so this is how it was. And because of that, you know, and this was your mountain. The mountain you had to go through. And that very mountain, that's this super karmic big thing you have transmuted totally and found your clarity. I mean, we are wow. Wow. So that's a big elevation, of course, coming from the Two of Swords, where we receive or have received the Ace of Swords, right? We took the sword out of the stone, out of that very stone, and then we worked with that truth, with that recognition and all that, and just, you know, I'm being shown an image as if we were in the heart and then working there, like construction workers, and cleansing it all, and see also the opening here in the sky. That's just like the lake. And you did that with your sword, or maybe just with your nails, right? And maybe just on the ground crawling, I don't know, but you did that. You did that. And because you created that opening, that very opening we have also here, you then, because of that, now, because that opening is there, like in your heart space, in that now source can flow through there, like freely. And that's why then the garden of the Queen of Pentacles will blossom to the fullest. I mean, with that cup, with that amount of source energy, and me telling you about how strong that is, right? Those two currents merge together, and see how this is totally divine, masculine and feminine merged together here. Totally. Wow. And this really is, wow. So this is your body now. See? Wonderful. Wonderful aligned. And now I understand why I should took out that also. But I have no idea with the other tarot deck, but we do have a space here, so maybe we will get a card. But right now I feel I do want, and I haven't even finished the sentence with the swords, right? The upgrade, the up-leveling, because you know what comes after the King of Swords? The Ace of Swords again, because it's a circle. It's not linear. Nothing is linear. It's all circling. We see that with the world there also, right? It's all a circle, and after the world comes the Fool, and that's then stepping into a new adventure again. And the Fool, that's totally the enlightened one. But before we can be there, before we can be this whole whole holy enlightened being, like the full earth, we need to cut through everything, right? And become clear, like totally clear. I'm drawn to take my feather out here. This is our thought. Because with the water here, that's like a swan lake, right? And so we do have the white feather instead of a harsh metal thought. Oh yeah, I also was told to put the white butterfly here, right in front of that reading. I mean, I made the space and took some things away from before. Yeah. So that's cool. I mean, beautiful. Now let me see. What are we called to do? Not much, they say, not much. Wow. Wow. The red. Like root chakra. Hello. This came first and this came second. And I'm not sure if you see that, but yeah, I feel this is darker and this is lighter. So, and they wanted to come like that on the table, see? So this is about bringing in a little bit more light. Like light, transparency even, and white light, right? What we just spoke about. Also with this, is it called turf? Like the water, and we have it here also, you know, the water in the sky, and here, yes, yes, yes. I feel that. That's cool. So Swan Lake, yeah, we do it like that, right? We do it like that. And yeah, I feel it's important because to handle the Five of Pentacles in grace, that's a thing. Not everyone can do that. And to move out of the Five of Pentacles into the Page of Cups. Have you even an idea what that's, I mean, how strong that is? That's such a powerful move. That's lacking physically, that's suffering to the most, like totally being 717 right now, totally being shut out, but still just standing soft and yes, tenderly to the heart, to the matters of the heart, like staying pure and just constantly purifying whatever was brought towards you. Wow. Like, I'm done. Whoever is joining in here, if, you know, if that would be a test, you excelled. Is that a word? You did it. I mean, like, there is no such thing as perfectly, because it's more than that. I mean, to solve it perfectly, or kind of the normal step, you know, would have been, okay, from the Five of Pentacles we move into the Six of Pentacles and we find our inner balance and we work with all these life things, you know, like, well, to avoid being shut out next time, you know, then I have my values and my boundary, you know, just these things that we would, yeah, work on, like in life. But what you did, that's a power move. Because you went directly to source. You went directly through the heart space. And so, or the divine, stepped in. Like, I see that totally as higher self energy right now. And So if this is you, you elevated yourself. If this is someone else, you elevated the someone else. See what I mean? Because you did that. Because you stayed like totally pure and true to your core. Like in this small opening in the forest, and you've been through it. Like, that's not a normal forest. Like, that's the harshest forest. That's the wilderness, right? That's out in the desert for 40 days, and that's war, right? And totally wilderness. And all that whilst you yourself were feeling this constant transformation, this death energy. I mean, this is a symbol for Scorpio and death and transformation, of course, like a strong symbol. Whew. So, I want to say thank you, because you did really, really great. And the world is grateful, and your angels are, I don't know, I mean, whew, I feel intense. Oh, this wanted to come out. Huh. Strength. Sure. I felt that with that energy, right? Strength. So yeah, we take that here because that brought you through. That's confirmation for this energy. It was your strength. And strength, that speaks about divine feminine energy indeed, because it speaks about being aligned with our whole, you know. It's like the reptile brain where all the physical needs are, right, which goes directly through impulses with the nervous system and all that, like dopamine reaction and all these hormones that kind of ruin love lives of so many people. Not yours, because you kept your strength, which means you had your nervous system and your body in alignment. And you see it here, how wonderful, clear. And we spoke about that, right? The chakra cleansing here. Yes. Yes, you did it. Wow, super cool. And so, yeah, so strength, that's that, right? We unify with our body, and we don't fight against our body. And we also do not let our body fight and destroy our lives, right? Because we can hold our impulses and we work with them. Like, we can nurture ourselves always, because we are the Queen of Pentacles. And that's just, you know, no matter what gender you identify with, that's an internal energy. And it speaks about how you are able to nurture all you are, right? All in your physical world, like your body, everything. A Queen of Pentacles energy has her clothes neatly in the wardrobe, right? And in the kitchen there's something baking or cooking, and in the garden there's something growing, and you know, it's all nice. And if she sends an email, it looks nice because it's important for her to have it all, you know, well put together. And if she goes out just shopping around the corner, she would look beautiful. Or he, right? That's, as I said, not gender, but it's the internal energies are depicted as woman in the tarot, just so you know. And the external energies are depicted as men, because, you know, that's how energy is. Yeah. I'm also feeling male. Ooh. Yes. I feel something here has happened with the throat chakra, I want to say. And I wanted to say male ancestry, I'm feeling, is cheering you on. Like grandfathers? Okay. Seven of Wands, yeah, so that's your male grandfathers right here protecting you. 0404. So they were protecting you. Three of Cups, totally. 4. Okay, no, that's not meant for us. That's just that. They wanted to say yes. Let me quickly see that. Oh, well, yes, it is meant for us. Okay, so that's the story. That's what your ancestors have to say to that. They are like, yes, they are with you in your meditative state, right? When you contemplate about your emotions, and they are with you healing your heart space. I just thought, well, that's ridiculous. Why are they, all together there? But yeah, it makes sense, totally. So your ancestors are helping heal all that. Like 3, contemplating, meditating, transforming. 5, right, the battle. And then creating with this optimistic outlook into the world, wherever you get it from, right? Just from your internal space. And that's so like solar plexus lit here, right? So beautiful. 3rd chakra lit. And you created that opening right out of the pain. Isn't that just amazing? And that's why we do have judgment. Yes, yes, yes. What led to the world, right? So, and yes, 5 of Swords. Oh, wait, we missed some. Okay, I'm sorry. So, and with judgment, like that's a similar energy as death, but it's next level death, right? It's cosmic level death. And we spoke about cosmic storm. So you really evoked highest angelic ranks here coming for your support, because I mean, that's a move that's not expected from a human, right? Totally not. So you got some attention here, like some big attention, totally. Yes, because you walked out of that battle and see 5 of Swords. I mean, that's your battle here, like your very battle. That's just a beautiful confirmation here. Your very battle with the violet, right? You transmuted that. Wow. Now I understand why we needed those 2 decks. See how it's the same battle, the swords crossed, but you created this beautiful violet, angelic, higher dimensional energy. And violet, that's divine masculine and divine feminine, I wanted to say divine family. What is that about? Okay, divine feminine energy. What we do have here, that's the Empress in red, dressed in red, the Empress. So you are an Empress, but the strong suit you have developed is the Queen of Pentacles energy, because you needed to develop that, because you were put through that, right? And that was, your battle was about that. So your battle wasn't so much an emotional thing from the root cause, I feel, but more just life, just like, and just life, that means it's kind of worse because it has manifested itself totally. And we cannot escape this energy. I mean, with emotional energy, we can say, okay, so now we can handle that with our mind. You know, we can say, okay, for 2 hours a day, I drown in these emotions, and then I create a boundary with myself and I drag myself out of that and I go do something positive to realign with the Two of Cups then and with the good in the world, right? But with Five of Pentacles, that's like, you cannot change that. You know, the walls are that high, the circumstances are that harsh, and the lack is just there, like physically manifested, right, on earth. Yeah, so that's a thing, like a big deal to come out of that, they say. And then yes, that makes sense, right? The harsh snow, the hail, that was that, right? Your Five of Pentacles, that's like the hail energy. But what you needed to do, to go to, was clearing that, like what's mine and what's not mine, what comes from my side and what does not come from my side, what do I have to deal with that and what not. But also with this mirroring, like seeing totally, yes, I mean, both sides are there, right? It's just like it is. And so having, first I want to say, a radical acceptance for what is, but also I feel having the ability to see it from both sides, to have this perspective shift, to understand, well, okay, so for example, in the Baltic Sea, the water flows like that because it is like that, right? The circumstances created like that. And there at the North Sea, where the water comes always like dush, 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 with these heavy waves, just like in this image we had, see, like that, that's North Sea. And that's different. So this is more this peaceful lake, and this is this harsh water. And when they come together, of course, you know, there is some, I don't know, like irritation and friction and healing necessary. And we do have the whole water healing here, Three of Cups with this situation. That, of course, might be, you know, have played out in your life as a third-party situation or something like that. You know, if this is about your love story, but also just with life. Something that wasn't aligned, right? Where you didn't felt in union with. And that's why we then go in the contemplative state and within ourselves and retreat in our own heart space, right? And yeah, contemplate. And with this image, I totally see how wonderfully you found with the Five of Cups your center position, like your core frequency, see? And totally, you were totally growing through that. Growing again. See, from the energy of the 5, that's confirmed also, from the energy of the 5 to the page. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 6 steps ahead, right? You skipped 6 stages. Like you elevated fast. And I said that also with the Two of Swords to Swords to the King of Swords. That's like super, like to the highest, like push in one go. Crazy. And yeah, and your ancestors, they see you totally shining here as the Queen of Wands. Totally. And the Empress. Like, actually, you're the Empress, they are saying. And you know that, right? You know that. And you have developed through that process, they are saying. Now it makes so much sense. you have developed these two aspects of self, right? The wands, see? The Queen of Wands, she is bold. And this is speaking about bold moving forward, like really strong progress, like super, you know. With the Two of Wands, we contemplate again, it's this phase before, right? And Three of Wands, that's growth, that's spring, when everything is exploding, when life is just, you know, it's Jupiter, it's 3 times big, like immediately in one go. That's that energy. So beautiful. And you hold that within, as well as the ability to create pentacles, which means create your life, right? Pentacle, that's all about life. That's physical, visible, grounded life. So you learned that. And through that, I mean, to stay, I mean, here we do see there, that's not grounded, and that's not grounded at all also, right? Not at all. And spiritually, you were protected all the time through that process. And you needed this, I mean, it sounds always so harsh, but yeah, we needed this harsh experience to develop these inner abilities like strength, right? Overcoming nervous system triggers, overcoming these war zone sensations that are surrounding us, and totally see how the background is green, totally staying in peace no matter what, holding peace within, and creating. Now you do have the ability to create your life like in joy. Red speaks about joy. Root chakra, that's not only about being safe and protected. And with that red light coming out at the very beginning, I felt that so strongly. And the rose petals wanted to stay also on the space, though it isn't a love reading actually, but just, you know, a daily tarot guidance. But yeah, if it resonates with love, then good luck with that. It looks great, right? It looks great. It looks like perfect clarity on that end and perfect grounding on that end. And that's important, you know. The masculine part needs to have full clarity. That's what happens first in a love situation, in masculine energies. They need clarity first before they can fall, like before they can allow emotions to even happen. And we, I mean, divine feminines and feminine energy need to be grounded within our own life to be kind of strong enough to allow someone else in, I feel, right? Because we don't want that 5-5, right? We don't want that. We don't want like one has full control through willpower and decisions and controlling, you know, all that. And one has the control through manipulation, the emotions. And, you know, if we are not in balance in a couple situation, if not, you know, every person is whole on its own, every part of a union, like, right, human union, then this is what's actually advertised on earth. Like, the man should be in control and the woman should reign over the emotions. And so, and immediately if one of those two, that's like negative, right? Totally in the negative here, the negative emotional distorted feminine energy and negative masculine distorted energy. And so that would then play out in being over controlling and being over manipulating emotionally, maybe being always in the wounded space, like you have to, and here always like looking from above, like, what are you doing? What are you doing, right? And so this is lack of safety, and this is lack of self-centeredness, mostly. Because still these days, for the feminine parts, we really, really, really need to totally focus on self, like on life, on what is around us. And as a feminine being, we need to be as one, like we see it here, as one with all around us, and not dependent on an instance in between, like between nature and us, because divine feminine or feminine energy is part of nature, right? Totally. And that's why we need to be as one with that. Also with these big cycles like the death and recycling, you know, all that. That's totally feminine power, see? And how we can create a new when we go full circle and all that. Also with the moon cycles, right? That's all totally feminine power. And this needs to happen and be, I mean, see how big that cup is? Like, that's so important to be, how can I say that? To be whole within self, right? To be whole within ourselves and within our lives also. And Queen of Pentacles, this literally means building life around us. And Queen of Wands means standing in your own fire, like in your own power. And then when you stand in your own power, of course, no one, you know, can suppress you there. And that's important because you do need this to grow. And yes, we do have 5-5, which is 10. So we can close that out, I feel. And I feel that's a beautiful, beautiful message and fits so wonderful with these currents, right? How they arrange themselves. And I just love that message. It's crazy beautiful. And you did a great, great job, right? A great job. Your ancestors are proud of you. Your angels are proud of you. Like God is proud of you. Whoever it resonates for you, universe, cosmic energies, your star family, all of that, right? You are connected to all, and all is green now, and you're red. Like that's great. Like you're lit, and it's all good. And I wish you the best. Bless you very much, and I see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, 1551, like devil reversed. That's cool. To end it off. Bye. Now, to conclude this message, like how can we move out of the cosmic storm, or how are we doing that, or how have you already done that, into this clearer water, right? Into this, what looks like perfect union, balance within. So what I see clearly is that you had to develop Queen of Pentacles energy, like more of that. And I feel like your Queen of Cups aspect, right? The emotional aspect, that already was like over maximum sized, developed, like, you know, we can't even measure that cup anymore. She could barely hold it, but she had to develop her groundedness, like become more earthed, I feel, right? And the superpower was the nervous system, strength, calming the nervous system, creating this peaceful environment. That's that, like that's that aspect. totally. And you know, the Empress, she also came out, and she holds the energy of all 4 queens. And we all do have like strong suits and not so strong suits, right? So, and as I said, the water was here in this, everyone who is tuned in here, the water was one of the strongest suits. But also air, I feel, totally, like water and air, because literally the king that came out was the King of Swords, right? Totally. And there was the guidance and the learning, right? To tune or to kind of dip the sword into the water first, right? To not take the sword just out of the stone, but also dip it into the water. Like baptize your thought, your speech, your, you know, just communication overall, and the whole, I mean, the King of Swords, he is also the one who tends to, in the empire, right, who tends to all the little things. It's the manager, the CEO, who does all the things like checking the emails and the bank account and having all the little sometimes harsh things also to do. And it's important to do that with an open heart, from the heart space. I saw 333 as I said that. So yeah, from higher guidance, right? And not just boom, boom, boom. Answer, da, da, da. No, just before. And that also has to do with the calm nervous system, of course. Yeah, totally. Okay, beautiful message overall. Very, very wonderful. And see, I needed to link it there. And also, as a second thing, or third thing, because this is either way for someone else, another masculine energy, in your field, or it's your internal masculine, or both, right? It's both, mostly. And we also do have the Queen of Wands here as second suit that needed to be strengthened, which tells me that both other queens, like energies, right, water and air, were super strong already, because we have already the king here and this big cup. And these two, we saw that in the cards, they needed to be developed. And that's what the whole thing was about, right? Totally. Yeah, with the strength here. I'm sorry, I need to put the green there in the background. Okay. Yeah. And so all that helped to become the Empress and to hold the energy of the Empress. It is of uttermost importance to always align with the inner fire, right? See how it's all lit? That's like the solar plexus. Shared with the world, right? But staying grounded and in the safe space and down to earth, right? Down to earth, totally. Yeah. And yeah, I guess that's it. We got the message. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So, fire and earth, right? That's your go-to, fire and earth. And if it's about the thought, if it's about finding clarity, if it's about I need to have one of these discussions, like these harsh discussions that are unavoidable, then let the harshness fall apart, right? Let the blizzard fizzle out and find your peace within first. Clear your stream and come from the heart space. And with see how important, yeah, so this is, I just did that, right? I arranged the cards and I said it's somehow important. So we can see it totally, how this is important for communication, for clearing communication. And he has moved to the side. So clearing, here we had the war and the harsh situations. So to clear the past, right? And that's what we are doing here, the blood, ancestral, karmic patterns. To clear the past out, this cosmic blizzard, we shall be tuned into our heart space, and we must have a calm nervous system. And before we speak, we must have found our inner balance and peace within, with two different frequencies, like the two thoughts again, two truths, right? It's totally normal. Like depending from which situation we come, also in a battle, right? Depending from which side we come, it's like, yeah, but this is, this place belongs to us. But then the others say, yeah, but this belonged to our ancestors. And then there we have the battle, because both think, well, it should be like that. Because, and everyone has his or hers because. And we have to be aware of that, to really hold this clarity here, like the light. See how he holds the light? He's all white. He's dressed in white. So it's full clarity, full truth, coming from the transcendence and the clarity, the ability to hold, to understand. Though he has, we have this one thought, which is our truth, we also see and feel the other side. And we can handle that. And yes, because, we're the Empress. So of course the Empress can handle that. Of course. Reigning an empire, that's not about everyone always has the same opinion. Of course not. And it's not about there are never ever problems. Of course not. Holding an empire on earth, holding your ground, yeah, that's about holding your ground and caring to your ground, and also clearing disputes. Just clearing them and not holding on to the storm forever. I feel that's the message. So now I leave you and bless you again, and see you tomorrow. Bye.